you had all this personal stuff while this business was starting to grow and you started to get it in a healthier place and set yourself up with a foundation. What were some of those principles, leadership principles, EntreLeadership principles that helped you as a leader and a business owner?
Well, the momentum theorem, focus intensity over time multiplied by God will give you unstoppable momentum. This stuff works. It's taking one step at a time to get to the top of this ladder. I was on a call and I got these 3 steps. Step number 1, mission statement. Number 2, core values. Number 3, strategic priorities. Because whenever you have a mission, you know where you're going. Whenever you know what you stand for with your core values, then you can hire and fire based on the mission statement and the core values. Because what I was doing was hiring out of a desperation. I need help and they need a job. Hey, it's a match made in heaven. This is perfect. And then they don't work as hard as you do. They don't do the job as well as, or even close to how you would do it. Well, who is the fool right here that is hiring all these crazy people? So we did a mission statement, core values, and then I started to hire the right people. So we were 13 years into business, and I was the only salesperson for 13 years. Sarah started coming in a few hours a week to do bills and a payroll, but I was doing everything else. So we finally hired someone to come and work in the office as an office administrator. And she could sell. So I hired someone. I took Dave's advice from EntreLeadership book, and I hired someone that had both integrity and the capacity to handle the job that I needed to delegate to them. Because I was making the mistake over and over, hiring people with no integrity, and they didn't have capacity to handle the job. And then I'm mad at them because they can't do the job. So I hire this gal, Elisa Stokel. She's a go-getter, hard worker. I get the job done, and I am dumping everything on her because she has a capacity to do it. I was entering receipts. I was updating the check register. I was doing sales, bids. I was doing it all. But I realized that delegation is multiplication. It takes you from going 5 + 5 to 5 × 5. And all right, as I'm able to get this stuff off of my plate, I'm able to work on the business and not just in the business. Because I was on the treadmill for 13 years.
Yeah, our first stage of business, treadmill operator. You lived that out for a long time.
And that is no fun. That is no fun because it makes you despise the thing that you love to do. Because you have this heart to serve. You have this heart to bring excellence to the marketplace. But then you're on this dad blame treadmill and you begin to despise it. So I began to delegate, and that was a game changer because it had been basically me and 3 folks for 13 years. And so the year that we joined All Access, now we're a local regional business. We had worked our way up to a little over $500,000 in revenue, okay? The year that we joined the elite program, we did $730 in revenue.
Wow.
So it went from 500 to 730. And then we outgrew our facility and we had to move. And I knew that these are the types of things that put people out of business. So I have the EntreLeadership tribe that I can get wisdom and counsel. What is the best way to do this? So I made a budget for our move and I counted the cost because I did not want to be the guy that did not count the cost and he builds a tower and he's not able to complete the tower. So we move, which was awesome. And we hired a second gal in the office, Elena, which is a total rock star. So I have an office in the back, and now I have 2 ladies working in the office. So it's moving me further back from the front lines. And so we got together as a group, wrote our mission statement. Hey, what do you think our mission should be? What do you think our core values are? Because whenever you do it together, you create buy-in. This isn't me being a boss. Now, I haven't been a boss in the past. Well, this is what we're going to do, and everyone's going to like it. Things are about to change around here. And then it doesn't change because people don't have the buy-in.
Yeah. And since you started, you've joined Elite and you've been in the program and following these EntreLeadership principles, you have doubled your revenues, over doubled.
Yes.
In the years.
Yes.
That's absolutely incredible.
And so 2020 comes, okay, and we all know what 2020 was. And our goal that year was to finally break the $1 million ceiling. And then Corona hits and the shutdowns, and it's like, what's going to happen? So we got together as a group, and I over-communicated with where we're at and what's going on. And which all these principles are things that I've learned from the EntreLeadership book and from the Elite coaching program. And I said, our first step is Sarah and I will not take a paycheck until this thing is over. So we didn't take a paycheck for about 8 weeks. And everyone's going to cut back their hours by 4. And we're just going to hunker down and see what happens. Well, Texas is a pretty open state. So things were, bars and restaurants were shut down for a few weeks, but we were able to continue our business. And then we landed 3 of the largest jobs that we've ever had right in the middle of this pandemic. So we were hoping to do $1 million that year. Finally break that ceiling. Well, we ended the year at $1.3 million. And it was like, I could not believe that I was able to go from the treadmill stage, just trying to make it, just trying to keep the doors open, to now I'm in the back working on the business and not in the business. And so it's been a wild, wild ride.